Well, there you go. We all watch car crashes. That's what's going to happen. That's what the Olympics is all about. Welcome to the Insiders Audio Noughts, the 2nd of June. Particularly inviting month for Europeans to get their jumpers off, get their rigs out, all shapes and forms, and also a fantastic night to talk about surfing and all it's been delivering, Matthew.
Yep, can't argue more. It's been, I don't know what it's been like down in France, but in England it's been pretty awful. Up until it took until the 1st of June for the sun to actually decide to come out, and today it's been pretty hot. I'm imagining there's going to be a few red people, few dodgy tan lines. But also it's been really good because the time frame to watch the Chopes event, which is mainly what we're going to talk about, has been really good because you could stick it on at like 5 o'clock and leave it on all night. And then it did go later, obviously, but it was quite easy to catch a lot of it, especially for me. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But the
Good.
waves, the in the last kind of 2 or 3 days, the waves have just disappeared. So that's a little bit
Yes,
sad.
we're in a waveless drought period here. Even though I had a super fun little surf the other day out the front with this ex-local guy, or his parents got a house there or something like that. He's a banker in London. He's
Nice.
French, and him and his missus, they come down every summer with their two girls, and they get surf lessons at the school next door. And we had a little right-hander to ourselves, which was pretty sick.
I can't argue. Can't argue.
Um, I wanted to talk about this subject a few times, mate, and I kept forgetting. Uh, it's something we can get opinionated on. So I just quickly want to bring it up. There was two episodes, I think, on Stab Premium, which, if they're listening, bad luck. I'm at the moment sharing with Matt until I become financially viable. Suck that. On on women and girls in surfing.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to kind of just say, like, my unimpeached opinion on the thing was it just felt like a bit of a cop out, honestly, for me, Matt. It's an incredibly interesting and relevant topic. Uh, I think they did kind of like a cut and paste copy collie off the Girls Don't Surf movie that had already came out, like Throw the Chicks
Mm.
Out, all that sort of stuff. And I was really disappointed that they didn't touch on anything like sexual harassment, anorexia, bulimia, all these sort of things that have been outcomes of portraying the female surfer as a super good looking, thin, blonde or whatever, female in a G string.
Mm. Do you know, I do agree. I thought they were. I love the How Surfers Get Paid series. I genuinely do think it's probably the best thing that Stab do. They were the two that I would say didn't like. I was really engaged watching them, and I can't lie, I enjoyed them. But I also were left thinking, were they done to tick boxes as well? Um, but also, I would, along with the points that you've raised, I would also want to know how. I always have this weird thing where they spoke about like the coffee sisters and things like that in the episode and stuff, and they spoke about it as if the sexualization of women in surfing has ended, and it's clearly not, as well. So it would be nice to hear. I guess it, especially on the sexualization one, it would have been nice to hear Stab's thoughts on it after, like that chick quite rightly called him out. Said like, I can't believe Stab are doing an episode on the sexualization of women. Um, I would have liked to have seen like Sam McIntosh or whoever it was at the time put in front of a camera and questioned about, you know, what has changed between then and now and why they are doing it. Like, what were their motives to do that?
It's commercial media, man. It's as commercial media as I've ever seen and read. It's soft. It was cheap TV. They touched on the topics that aren't too really controversial. Okay, yeah, let's put the girls out in the better conditions back when the women market in surfing was a lot smaller than the men, so they always had a bit of a backup plan where they're able to say, you know, like, look, you know, there's only 5% of female
Yeah,
surfers compared to 95% of men surfers. A lot of people really slagged into Lauren Hill as
yeah.
well. I saw a couple of different sites, guys come. She's just
I thought she was
like
all right.
oh, she's a very intelligent person. She's a really good rider, and why can't she have a view? Why does she have to be like a competitive surfer or someone? I don't know. Huh?
I quite liked her take on it because I felt like she gave both sides. Like she gave Stab a bit of shit, but then she also kind of yeah, I felt like she was like balanced in her opinions on it. What do you think about the whole what Dusty Payne said? Because they
I
kind
have that was for me. That was a little bit of a storm in a teacup. I didn't
but
like.
do you not think it felt it to me it felt like Stab almost celebrated what he said again? Like like they showed Coco Ho laughing about it and they showed other people laughing.
Yeah, that's what got me. That's what they got me. They got me. They get people, for example, like Coco Ho, who's incredible surfer, got incredible contracts, very wealthy, good at what she's doing. Um, to comment on something like that, like they didn't get Pauline Menzer or
That's my
or,
point.
or
What
Jodie Foster, who got like smacked in the head by Johnny Boy Games.
I'd love to hear what
Who's who's a lesbian, who's gay, and copped a fair bit of fair bit, like, you know, didn't get any sort of the career out of it. Like, for example, Tom Carroll,
yeah.
or it's hard to compare him to Oki, but Pauline Mensa was world
Mm,
champion, driving a bus, and there's nothing wrong with driving a bus. Like a lot of them, if they didn't carry on with some sort of media career or a charismatic, I was more a little bit. It sort of is really soft how they don't touch on any of the things which actual sexualization of a young female athlete will lead to,
yeah.
not just contract wise or money. I'm talking about lifelong dietary problems and suicide and
Yeah.
hard topics,
Yeah.
which is one of the reasons why we push across the world. And me and you, who aren't jumping on the bandwagon, and if you have a look at our like first couple of episodes or listen to them ever, we've all been strong proponents of equal support in the industry. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to pat myself on the back. I think it's just a normal thing. It's like
Yeah. 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 I
it's not
agree.
something exceptional to think that like 50%
No.
of the population are doing this sport, and it's only going to make it better if everyone's kind of got an equal crack.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I do like again not sticking up for Stab, but I do know that I know a few people that they approached who refused to comment on it as well because of the what I've been told is they were refused to comment on it because they were a bit worried about how it would come across like once their interviews are all chopped up and portrayed next to other bits as well, like females. So
Well, Jack Freestone, they took stuff he
yeah,
said out of context one time, I think it was.
well,
So he's probably
that's funny because
him and Alana are probably not talking to him ever again, are they?
well, that's the one person I know who refused to comment because of that. Literally was I know for a fact that they were Alana was approached and um basically referenced the time that Jack Freestone was kind of thrown under the bus about a comment about Pizet or well with what Pizell said and stuff. And yeah, and I know there's a few others as well, according to people I know, who refuse to comment on those subjects. But I'm not writing off. I do love the How Surfers Get Paid series, and I love what Stab do. I think they're like, I do think they're like continuously very good, but that doesn't mean they can't get things wrong. And I do think there was gaps in this.
They're commercial journalists, so I'd like to see them get a little bit deeper. But maybe that's not going to pay their bills.
Some things they
So
do are deep, some things they do are real good. So, um, but yeah, talking about some,
anyway, that was my take
yeah,
on that.
I think that's fair. I do think that's fair. Um, and yeah, I just think I
I've
understand.
got something because you spoke of Jack Freestone, and I know this is a highly passionate topic to your heart, your whole life, your DNA, your eating and breathing surfboards. You see, Josh Kerr has launched his own brand.
Yeah, it's a bit weird because I think it's weird. Like, because obviously Coco Ho has released the XO Coco brand, and then Koa Smith has released his called Resonance, and now Josh Kerr's done that. Oh, and it was only like 4 days ago that I saw him posting that he had a quiver of boards from Ryan Lovelace, um, like a freeboard quiver from Lovelace, and so that bit weirded me out with the Josh Kerr thing. I was like, well, why would you not just be riding blank boards that clearly someone's already making you? And two, I'm not sure where this goes, if I'm honest.
I got a feeling that because the album had that really having a really good successful boost commercial Lee through this, that Josh is like, hang on, I helped him get there. It's because of me. Let's see what I can do. He's
And
not shape. He's not a
that's
shaper. I saw someone call him out on it
100%.
on Insta.
Yeah, well, that's my whole point of it is, with the Coco thing, like, so I've got to say, like, fair play to Album on this for with the Coco Ho thing. They have they've got this woman called Avalon, who is a female shaper that they've put a lot of time and effort into to basically, you know, they want her to be the head shaper of XO Coco because obviously the designs are with Matt Parker at Album, and with the Koa Smith resonance thing, it's through Album. Like, you know who the shaper is, but
Is
like the
that
fact
through album as well, Carl Smith?
yeah, it's through designs with Matt Parker, and then yeah, Matt's shaping them and stuff. Um,
No, he's not. His ghost shapers will be shaping them.
doesn't have them. Doesn't have them.
No
Uh,
single one.
nah, nah. He shapes them all, and then they have glasses. They have the glasses like the lonely. They have Waterman's Guild and the Lonely Surf something I've forgotten off the top of my head who glass them and do that. But yeah, but
I bet 20 bucks that he's got at least one ghost shaper there in California.
not sure. But my point is, the first thing I done when Josh Kerr announced his was try to find out who was the shapers and who was in it with him. And I did find them on Instagram and was a little bit like,
Sam guy, is it? Some
yeah,
guy. I saw it on the comments
yeah, like
of the post.
SXO or something weird. And I was just a bit like, who the fuck are you? Like, at least with the Coco Ho thing, you can go, okay, it's XO by Coco. Who's the shaper? Oh, it's Matt Parker. Oh, who's Matt Parker? Oh, fuck, it's Album. Like, whereas I looked at this guys and I was like, never heard of you, don't know who you are. Um, Not a big presence. Like, I could tell. Not saying I know everything, but you could just tell. So I was a little bit like, bit like funny with a
I
just
don't.
bum.
It's not an easy time to be a experienced uh, core safe surfboard shaper who small brand who's been around for a long time. I was talking to a good friend of mine who is, and he went in to pick up some blanks at a supply down here, and there was this guy there going, "Hey, hey, man, look at me." look at my new shapes. I've just come out with a new brand over in Marseille, the guy, and the guy's like honestly a bit of a kook, let's be honest, and has only been doing it for like a year, likes it, and got all these shapes off this company here. It's called Shaper.fr, where you can go in and 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 come up with a design on the
Take pictures.
software.
Yeah.
Yeah, software, keep your shape and if the dude's got a little bit of coin behind him, like for example, he was a very successful architect, let's say an architect, so he's good at software, or an engineer, or whatever, or a lawyer who just wants to change a career and he's from a family with a bit of money and says, okay, well, let's just buy a little factory in my back, not even in my backyard, jump into it with zero experience or anything, and people are buying his boards
Yeah. It's
because
yeah.
the,
People,
because the market's so intermediate now, beginning
yeah.
intermediate, and no one really knows what's going on.
No.
That people will just buy anything if it looks nice. Which, like,
Exactly. Which
who
is
are we to say they can't? But
true, and it is weird, and that's why like obviously I don't work there anymore or anything like that, but that's why I still feel like places like Board Shop and like Bell Surfing and stuff are so important because like when people used to ring me, I would be so like honest with them. Like I'd be like, okay, yeah, this is the shape of these are why the boards are shaped, and this is shaped by X guy here. Okay, that lost board, it's not actually shaped by Matt Biolis because he's in California, and these are shaped in Europe by Pukas. Like I used to have people go to me like, "Oh, I'm not sure if I want a Pukas, but I'm definitely want a lost board." And I'm like, "They're shaped by the same guy with different stickers on." People don't, but it's like the smoke and mirrors. If you don't know, then and I'm the same in other industries. Like I'll go and buy something which I have nothing, like no clue about the product or what it is, and I'll probably be as kooky as that, but just not about surfboards.
I buy Nike shoes because I got a good pair of Nikes when I was 11 after my car accident, and we're into running, and I love it. And they've got me for life, these guys, despite the fact that I know they've got bad employment
Yeah.
tactics in China and everything like that. So I always think, oh no, maybe they're all right and everything. So that's the power of the brand. I
Yeah.
really think that if you're a small shape, you're going to struggle because you know how much a surfboard costs to make.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, so we'll see on that one. I don't know. I don't
It's
know.
super interesting. Let's come back at this one. We are the 2nd of June. Let's come back at this one. Let's make a date with our listeners, people into surfboards, on the 2nd of December, and let's kind of have a look where they
Yeah.
are, because obviously it's too early to even
Yeah.
see. I don't even know what Coco's logo looks like. What was Josh's called?
Draft.
Draft. It's not gonna be hard for him to sell, let's say, 200 on the Gold Coast, and maybe 200 in California because he's based there, isn't he?
I think this is at the moment is Australian.
I, I'm,
Looking at the shape, looking at the people that he shaped, the people shaping behind it, looks
does
like
he sponsor his daughter straight off the bat?
probably not.
She just got smashed in the first two challenges. She's only a kid.
Yeah.
I don't think she should have been doing it yet anyway.
But while we're on the subject, 2 points. Um, if you didn't know, we do have an episode with Josh Kerr that is one of our first. I'd say it's probably episode 10 or 11. So go back through our back catalogue. We have Jack Freestone, who was a guest, and we have Josh Kerr and
Ah,
other
don't
people.
forget our back catalogue, listeners, and also don't forget to follow us on Instagram, where there's all sorts of amazing things happening, and soon potentially to be seen on TikTok.
Potentially. Um,
Potentially, there's a
and
chance. There's a chance we won't be on there, but who knows?
yeah, and follow us on there because we will be dropping discount codes for a couple of people that are helping us out, including Simple Wetsuits, and we'll be dropping some
And
stuff.
maybe including another brand that Darren's been getting little feelers on the back, little
Ooh,
little touches on the back, but that will
that'll be shown on Instagram, and that's a reason to follow
there you
us.
go, and we'll unleash it.
And then
Let's get to the nitty gritty of the episode, Matt.
nitty-gritty of chopes. So my first point about chopes, which I can't
Excuse
forget.
me, audio nights. If you're uninitiated, we're talking about Teeeaaahhuuupooo-oo, which is a left-hand reef break in Tahiti, and stop one after the cut on the World Championship Tour.
Yes.
Back to you, Matt.
And first point of that is I just want to say the fact that the viewership of this is free com compared to what the world is like at the moment is, I don't normally compliment the WXL or anything, but props to them for putting that on for free. Like, I know it's not for free for them, and I know they get advertising money and stuff like that. But I think that if the swell was like it was and they could guarantee that every time, I would have paid to watch that.
I would have paid to watch it.
Like, if someone had said to me at the start of the year, like, yeah, it's going to pump $15 for the year, I'm in. Like, um, but so I just wanted to say the fact that they've done that for free was pretty sick. So, um, let's jump straight in. What are your highlights?
Highlights. Can I go straight into a hate?
Yeah, please, lowlights.
Okay, I'm gonna go straight into a hate. It's not even a hate. It's just I got to a stage with this comp because I I had a little bit of a middle of the night hangover because I was watching it till 2 in the morning and falling asleep. Ramsey woke me up when he beat Kelly, not him, the commentators, and I really struggled sometimes to differentiate between the waves. And I just think, what a heavy job for a judge. And how far has surfing in death-defying barrels come?
So,
Do you know where I'm coming from? It
yeah.
was hard for me to say that's a 9 or that's a 10 or that's an 8.
So where's your hate come from?
I'm wondering, I don't know. It was just hard for me. I was just like, I kind of felt like, is this all there is? Maybe that was the pinnacle of it. I think maybe I'm just let down for the rest of the year or what, because I was looking at these things and I was going, how can there be a winner and a loser from that heat? For example, I think it stemmed from Liam O'Brien's heat, where
Yeah.
I thought he completely outsurfed Ramsey, but Ramsey got just like deserved to win because he just got that wave that was just bananas and he made it. But I thought that Liam outserved him, and that's a time where I would have said, okay, let's go to best three, or let's go to, if they made the best five, he won the heat easy.
Which is really funny because that goes back to it kind of goes back to what I said in the last episode. If you didn't have scores, you just watch the heat. The judges are like scoring, but their own thing, and then at the end they just go, "Who is the best surfer of that heat?" Um, rather than that nine plays that eight, because it gives you like once you put a 10, if it's 10 minutes in and you put a 10 or a nine, you've set yourself such a scale that's out there, which it goes back to my point of take off the heats, tell them right, you've got 30 minutes and the best surfer at the end of these 30 minutes will go through.
Well, I don't know about it. That's the
But if
haze. That's the hazy rebel tour. I think it's
but
just too.
I have a hate, and mine's a proper hate because I feel like yours is a love and hate. But if I hear Kaipo Guerrero say the rockin' Moroccan about Ramsey Bukaim one more time, I swear to God, that was the only down point of the whole of the Chopes event is anytime Kaipo was commentating a heat, it made the heat worse. He commentated one of John's heats, and I was like, how is this guy keeping his job?
Do you think Kelly got the 4-pointer
No,
on that wave?
I was about to say
Neither did I. Neither did I. Man, I was watching. I posted that on Beach Crit. I said I wouldn't give it to him, but I don't give a duck. Kind of. I think the reason. I think we all know the reason he got the score was because it was such a physical effort and it was a challenge to get there and actually catch a wave, which he did and come out.
mm,
But
I,
who was it against again?
it was Ethan. And I think Ethan, I
Ethan.
was about to say, it goes back to your point about Lobby and Ramsey is you watch that heat back, if you like black out the scores and stuff, I think Ethan had better waves than
Well, Well, he got a 5 point something at the start of the heat for a big round, not mega deep hell pit.
Yeah,
Huh? So then Kelly got 4.7 for a small almondy thing, but he did it in a like it was an extreme circumstance to be able to do it.
I
And then I
think.
was thinking, was it that fit? Because he did the whole ride on the jet ski and then he only had to paddle 20 meters.
Mm,
Was it a feat of extreme fitness or was it a fast jet ski rider that wanted him to win?
I think it was back to that
Good on
classic
him.
classic notion of the surfer's job is to elicit an emotional response out of the judges, and that's what he done.
From Dougie Silver. And what was
Is that
fantastic
Dougie
was that
Silver? I
yeah,
nicked that from Cale Bell Warren.
what was great, all right, what was great was Ramsey knocked him out, and Ramsey didn't get the wild card the year before because Kelly decided to keep surfing
Yeah,
and didn't
yeah.
get through a heat.
Um, Back to the scoring part of that as well. Is there was a heat between Rio Wider and Crosby Colapinto, and the very like with about 5 seconds to go, Crosby needed a 4.63, and he took off on a wave. And I kind of think rightly he only got a 4.5 because it was a bit like Kelly's wave. And then 20 seconds or like a minute later, they started the next heat, and Jake Marshall took off on basically an identical wave to Crosby's, surfed it identically, and the score came in at a 6.5.
I'm gonna have a look at that.
And I
I
was
missed
like,
that.
what is, I literally was like, how have they just, it was the same wave, and how is there a 2 point difference here? So the judging for me was a little bit weird. And how Gabby didn't get a perfect heat is beyond me.
Well, wave was better than the other if you look at
Yeah,
it.
but the
One way,
the 10, yeah, I agree. But like the 9.83 was better than the 10.
you reckon? He wasn't on the phone ball on the 983, and that was the thing that was quite
I guess,
amazing to me about this
yeah.
comp. They had to come through. Like when I saw John Johns, now I've seen it a couple of times in the semi, was it against Kelly? That was a 10 as well.
10, yeah,
I,
against
I saw
Gabby.
it. I thought Ramsey's was a 10 against Kelly, not against Liam, against Kelly.
Yeah.
I thought that
Did
was
you
a
think
few
Kelly's
tens.
against Liam was a 10?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good wave, man. No,
I,
Kelly's against
yeah,
Ramsey's, not Liam.
against, yeah, sorry,
Against
yeah.
Ramsey's. Yeah, that was insane. And there was guys on Beach Crit saying he was fully overscored on that, but I didn't think so. That was an insane wave.
There was one against Ethan as well, and I loved because there was a 9.23 against Ethan that Kelly got,
No, was that?
and
Maybe it was that one.
Strider on the mic straight up called out the judges, and I loved it. He was like, "How that's not a 10 is beyond me." Like, and I was like, "Good on you, Strider," because like, it's like
Yeah, but if they underscore you, I don't think it's as important as if they overscore you.
as long as I guess as long as the heat results right, but
Those that underscore other people. Sorry about you on man. I'm not really tired. I haven't been surfing
still
much.
good.
Just
But
up
what
late.
about talking about tens? Tatiana's 10.
Tatiana's 10 was okay. We've switched. Are we switching about women or are we just talking about tens?
Talking about the good waves of the event. So tens
Good
being
ways of the event. Yeah, Tatiana's was well, how's I went and read my son good night story. Actually, no, we watched NBA videos of the playoffs. I'm supposed to be I think my wife's listening. Shh. We're supposed to be reading stories, but we watch NBA highlights from the playoff series, and it was a pretty good match. But then I've come out and I see. I want to bring that up as well. I'm sick of hearing people saying that's the best heat. Can't I
you
just be
need
original
to.
and say it's just a good heat? It was a great heat. It was one of the best heats of the comp. Let's just leave it at that. How do I don't know it was the best heat in women's surfing history? Were they
And
there in
also
1974 at
And also,
sunset?
it goes back to actually that reminded me exactly of what I wanted to say earlier. You said about the Stab releasing these two episodes about women and stuff, and then the first thing they done is they posted about the Tatiana Vahine heat and said, "Is this the best heat um by women ever?" or something like that, and loads of comments were like, why have you
What
even
does it
tried?
have to be by a woman?
Yeah,
Exactly.
they were like best. This is in the top
Well,
five
it was
heats
women in
ever.
the heat.
Yeah, but they were like, this is in the top five heats ever, not top five heats for a girl.
Yeah, there you
It's-
go. There you go. There you go.
So
There
it's
you go.
like
But
if
everything's relative too, man, because like in 1930, the Duke comes down the beach with his board in Australia, I think it was. No, it was probably after that. And what he did was incredible, and the guy goes out and does something better. That's the best in history up until then.
mm,
But does it have to always be? Was it the best heat, as in someone was, or is it the highest? They're trying to tell us, okay, which could be right. Was the heaviest waves people have taken, but they already told us that, and we already thought that pipeline.
I was gonna say, and it's recency
It was an
bias,
incredible heat. Let's just call it that. It was an incredible heat. Was it like that
100%.
was an incredible 10, Matt. I thought like you and like a trillion other people in the surfing world would Felipe have taken that wave. No, but I'm not trying to be cruel or anything. Do you think he would have?
No, honestly, I think he paddled over it.
I criticised Tatiana for not being a natural tube rider. Do you remember that?
I did.
And even though I'm not backpedaling, that it was more guts than glory, but it was incredible like
Yeah,
skill as well. Huh?
and
And
I think
and and to have that guts in that precise moment was incredible. I'm just saying,
yeah, I
hats
agree.
down. I thought that 10 was equal to Gabrielle's 10. It's different scales. It was
Yeah, of
just
course.
unbelievable.
But it's the same as when we went back to Snapper and Macy got the 10, and then Josh Burke's barrel, he got a 9 for it. But
Hmm.
but also it goes to we was just saying about how John didn't get a 10 and how Kelly didn't get a 10. Sawyer Lindblad's wave that she got a 924 onto 10 for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and relative. And I thought the surfer of the event was Fahini because she just
Yeah.
looked untouchable and she won. She looked
She
untouchable from the start and she won. Whereas then
she won in yeah.
Gabrielle looked untouchable and he didn't make the final. Obviously, he got stopped by the greatest tube rider in history.
Vahina
Is
didn't
he?
Vahina didn't
Is
get out of third gear.
is John better than? Let's just is he a better tube rider than Gabrielle, or has Gabrielle just been hiding his cards in his back pocket?
No,
Or
John's
should there
better.
not be a better?
Like the fact
He
is,
did a backside, didn't he?
the reason I think John's better is that John can make unmakeable barrels makeable. Like that one at Pipe where every camera turned off of him and then he comes out the
Mm.
end of it. And obviously he's doing it backside and stuff. I think Gabby is phenomenal. Like a phenomenal. But
He's not far behind him then, is
he's
what we're
no
saying.
super close. But I genuinely think John's the best ever.
So we're saying John went further than Jack, who's the other top.
Right, so here
Who's,
I'm gonna say this, and I've said it before as well.
Jack
Jack
got
Robinson
unlucky.
Jack Robinson's barrel riding in competitions is way overrated.
Okay.
I would, and people jump into the DMs on this. There is not an event in heavy barreling waves on tour that I think he's got past the quarterfinals.
What
And
about Sunset? A different sort of a heavy barrel.
definitely different. We're talking pipe chopes, basically.
I
And
can't wait to see him at Fiji. I thought he was good. I thought he got unlucky as well. I thought Yago wasn't the better surfer in the heat, but he managed to get the longer barrel.
yeah,
But that's competition.
yeah,
I
for
think you're
sure.
completely wrong there, but I'll let you
I just think if you're
spruik off
backing him in
about it if you want.
I don't know why, but if you're backing him in a comp in barrels, you might be losing money because, and for the just for the technical people out there who are going to go, oh, he won pipe when it was 1 foot, so go
If
fuck yourself.
I'm calling if they did P pass,
Mm.
but John can do that as well.
It's just funny because he's won G-Land, which is like it's a barreling over reef, but he won it the year it was small and done turns, and he's won
Yeah, he
pipe.
could have won it when it was bigger. I reckon quickly after you've slagged off Jack. Sorry, Jack. Um, but I'm smoking what you're rolling. he's got an aura about him which gives him scores. John's way in front now, and I've said it for a while now. I really do think he can win Trestles.
I think so. I think if he's first or second on the ratings, I think he can win it.
It's just based on a few of those, and I'll say them again. Sorry to be a broken record. Look at some of his Rocky Point 4 or 5 foot
Yeah,
sessions because he can really go nuts in the air. I think he's better in the air than Chuck. I think he's more versatile than Ethan. And now I think the wild card is the man that we haven't mentioned, Italo Ferrari.
yeah.
I think he's now I think he's the cat in the in the in the shed of
I just
sleeping chickens.
wow. Yeah, see, I think Griffin is the favourite
Hmm.
for the top five. I
What do
think
you think about Italo's win? He is so fast on a surfboard, it's not funny.
so sick. Did you see his interview where
I, s-
he was sat there on the boat and he watched it and he went, "Oh,
I,
how's
s-
that
I, s-
one?"
I
And then
saw that.
the guy didn't make it and he went, "Oh, that would have been a good one for me." I was like, I
He
thought,
goes faster. I thought that was unreal, and he
yeah,
won.
I thought he was sick. I really, I am a John fan. Like generally, I want John to win every event that he's in. I just love his surfing, and I was buzzing when Italo won. I thought he was good the whole event. I
I
liked,
thought he was good. He was
uh,
an unsung hero. He came from behind. He was an underdog without being an underdog. He's fast. He took out. He had the easier side of the draw, didn't he? Who you have Ramsey, who went pretty good, but still.
yeah, he beat Ramsey and he beat ah did he beat Ryan Callanan? I think he might have beat Arkau because yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
maybe.
Because Arkau was on a heater. He was surfing so sick as well.
See, there's another one. But and then, what a pity Katie didn't make it through to that day.
Yeah.
But look at it, like Molly. I had high expectations, and she ruined my fantasy team. She couldn't find position.
No.
They
Yeah.
were trying to sit too deep. They were trying to sit too deep and not get into them early enough. It's a really
Yeah.
fucking hard looking wave that none of us, luckily, will ever have to surf.
And
Because I don't think
I thought Brisa Hennessy done sick
she
because
went really good.
she done two things. She rode a bigger board, so she was getting in and like bottom turning, pumping up them. And two, you heard her coach say it when she surfed against someone. She had the scores and she didn't have priority and she went, just don't show her where to go. That's what he said to her. And she just sat wide while she didn't have priority. And then every time she had priority, she paddled over to where she needed to go.
Yeah, but she didn't need to anyway because
No,
I think her competitor at that stage wasn't looking to do that anyway. Maybe it was even Carissa. No, I don't think so.
no, it was. Who was
But
it?
Mickey Pickon back in 2008, when I was in the original Euroglass factory, was getting like 6 9s. That was 3 inches thick for Chopu.
Yeah,
3 inches thick.
yeah,
Beveled rails and everything because it's that so fast that
yeah,
they've you just got to go like mad or you can't get down it.
yeah. So I thought Bristol was like pretty sick, and I thought
She
the
was a
whole
definite standout, wasn't she?
I thought the whole event was pretty cool.
Caroline Marks was a little bit left out to lunch. Chris kind of had a crack, but whatever. Caroline couldn't do much. Kanoa was deflating.
we got to talk about Kanata, right? Because if Felipe in the round of 16 at Chopes got a heat score of was it
That
1.94?
would kill him. That would kill him
Oh my lord, we
in
would
the
be going
comments.
absolutely mental. And to be fair to Kanoa, he did paddle into he did go over the ledge on a few, which is kind of different, but
It's a
that's
positioning
pretty,
problem.
it's pretty bad for someone
Mm.
that like he's I think he's finaled out there before, or semi-finaled, and he spent a bit of time out there.
You'd be gutted to leave the comp with that score in
Yeah,
your tally, wouldn't you?
and I think the other surfer in the event, or the surfer who beat him, um, which was Ramsey. Was it Ramsey? I
Yes.
can't remember.
Yes.
Ramsey. He had
Yes.
like 14 or 15 points, so there was points out there in that heat. for Kanoa to have or to try and take. So yeah, I'm gonna have to be fair to Felipe here and say, Kanoa, what the fuck, man? Like that was pretty shit.
Do you think there's any way they can get conditions similar to this for the Olympics?
100%. I think the Olympics is gonna score. Like
You
I don't know
think?
why. I just got a
I got a
feeling.
feeling it's not gonna. I got a feeling it's not gonna.
That's funny. I've just had this quite long term
In
feeling that
inkling.
yeah, inkling, yeah, that someone's going to get really, really fucking hurt. Like
Ooh.
because of
Ooh.
because ha I think it's a really bad.
Ooh.
I think it's a bad decision to have the Olympics at Chopes. Like because of obviously it's an elite wave and stuff, but you've got people like I'm not going to do anyone a disservice by naming names, but there's people who have qualified that would never have surfed that wave and never surfed waves even similar to that, and then they've got to paddle out
You're
with
not alone. I told you, me kind of boss and me partner said that, and you weren't off him. Like I'm surely calling it's better than doing it in France in summer, but I understand where you're coming from. So I also think we should be sending a note to the Winter Olympics and saying no more downhill because you go too fast.
yeah. I mean, I don't follow that, so I'm not
You go
100%.
110 Ks in the downhill. So if you make the Olympics and you're a Jamaican or someone without snow and they send you to Kitzbühel and say, there's the black run, mate, get to the bottom, there's a good chance if you're going 110 around the corner that you're going to end up in hospital. But if you
Yeah,
want to go to the Olympics, you got to do it.
yeah. And I just think you've got millions of people, millions of people are going to be watching you, and you know what the reaction's like if you do what Felipe done and don't
Well, there you
panic
go.
or
We all
whatever.
watch car crashes. That's what's going to happen. That's what the Olympics is all about, getting
Yeah.
spectators.
So I'm a little bit worried. But
I don't know. Yeah, I'd be worried too. I could be worried if I was the mother or father of one of these kids going over there who's never seen a 10-foot black hole underneath them with like 50 centimeters of water covering sharp coral reef and the
yeah,
whole world watching.
yeah,
Especially if the kid's gung ho or the girl's gung ho.
yeah,
Because if you're gung ho, they'll just go.
yeah.
Because there was no injuries in this comp, seriously. So
No.
people kind of maybe think that it's not serious.
Do you see Gabby got some new tattoos from Chopes off
Yeah.
the
Hey,
reef?
so there's an interesting one because we'll go straight into it. I'm re Are we done with Chopes?
Yeah, I think so. Oh,
Got
one last
anything else you want to spit out?
yeah, one last thing I want to say about Chopes is why do the people sitting on their boards in the boats and stuff get so close to where the surfers kick out? Like,
No, I hate that. I hate that. I've traditionally hated traditionally. Can I use that with every
yeah,
sentence?
you said this is one of the favorite things I've read this week. You messaged me about Kanoa and went, Kanoa is traditionally pathetic. And I love that. But yeah, I was like, get
Sorry,
out of the
can
way.
sorry, can no.
But yeah,
I can't handle those people there. And even the boats, I just think, get out of the road. The guy's coming off the wave. If he does a jump over you, slices your back open with his fin,
yeah.
whose fault is it?
And it's like yeah, like just get out, all of you, get out of the way. Like just um so that's what I'm gonna end Chopes on is fucking move out of the way.
So I wanted to just mention because you brought up Gabby, he's going straight from Chopu, where I hope they rubbed, and they will have. They love doing that. There's probably an Instagram story on it. Rub lime into his back, which
Yeah,
apparently is not that good
it does
for,
nothing.
for healing or whatever. Now he's got to go across to a South American country, which is going to be hot and sweaty, and most probably a little bit of bacteria potentially in the water and everything.
Yeah,
And then maybe Brazil, he could end up getting staph or something. Like
yeah.
there's no time for this scar to heal. Like maybe he's going to a hospital and they just put a full plastic surgery on it. But if it's a
Mm.
good open cut for a surfer, that there's nothing that sucks more than that. I'm telling you, because it doesn't heal. We've
Yeah,
all had it. I've had it a shit ton. It doesn't heal, so he's going to have these big white things all over his back for the next 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not going to want to put a lycra on there. Forecast for Punta Ruca looks, I don't know.
But
Heaps
I
of swell, it
swear,
looks like on Surfline. Heaps of swell.
El Salvador, like I swear to God, they don't not have waves. It's literally constantly 4 foot. I
So it's just
swear.
going to be a question of the wind.
So all it will be is who's going to come second to Ethan Ewing.
You think that good? And straight after mentioning Kanoa, I think Kanoa's an incredible chance there.
Yeah, Kanoa and Griff, I think will be good.
Really fits his style.
No Felipe as well. This is a wave where Felipe is like, I think, more untouchable than Ethan most of the time. And no
Did we
Felipe.
see John? Did we see John there last year? I don't think
No,
so.
no, 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 no.
I reckon it suits him too.
Yeah,
And
definitely, especially if it's a bigger day.
there's a video floating around on YouTube, a 12-minute video of the pros there. It must have been last year. And Gabby doesn't look too
No, Gabby's good there.
rusty either, does he?
Backside, he just goes Nuna, Nuna, Nuna. So,
Oh, well, he was just going alley-oop massive airs on the wave
well,
I
yeah,
saw.
and that we'll do a full El Salvador predictions episode.
You
Um,
sure? It starts on the 6th, Matt. That's in 4 days. We're going to crack
does
another
it?
episode between now and then.
No.
This is it, bro. This is it.
Ethan's gonna win it. I think Ethan and Griff will be my two picks for favourites, and dark horse. I'm gonna go. Um, oh, I'm gonna go for Rio Wider to go
Mm.
to do
Suit,
well.
suits him there.
Um, and then females, I'm gonna say Katie's gonna win it. Um, and dark horse in the females, I think that not dark horse or anything, but prediction. I think Molly gets knocked round one or two.
She's looking a bit off kilter. I don't think in the race for supremacy, not just in the competitive level, but in the eyes of the viewer, I think Katie's got a full fingernail head start on Molly. And now over on the other side, just because of her gung ho-ness, is Tati, because like she's done it at J Bay and a few things like that. And I think Katie technically is not even. I think we know she's got a better chance at trestles, don't
So
we?
yeah. So who are your picks for El Salvador?
Katie, maybe Tyler Wright, who, we didn't bring her up. She looked really good at chops. She gave a really good showing.
Yeah, she did.
She's good backside tube rider, and I think she wants to try and crack the top five. I think, of course, she does, or she would be retired. I think she'll be pretty good there if she can let go of the layback. Did Lakey Peterson surf Chopu?
Oh, I don't know. She's got next year's wild card. No, she didn't.
Oh, so they don't give it to her for this year.
No, a bit like Kelly at the end of last year. He's got the wild. Yeah, no, so no.
I didn't think I saw her there. Like, because I thought she would have been pretty good there.
She
It's
would
a
be your El
really good,
Salvador pick. Yeah,
yeah, she would have been a really good frontside surfer. Who else is there? Carissa's not doing it. You
Joan
know,
Fay. I
yeah,
think
Joan DeFay.
Tyler's a good pick.
I don't think any of them can. If Katie gets on a bit of a roll, she kind of
What
looks
about?
like she's grown up a bit.
I think Betty might do well.
Betty Lou might go really well too.
But what about your guys' favorite and dark horse?
I like to think Ethan. I just think it's the waves a little bit windy and choppy for him. That's why I think Jack got him there. That's why I'm thinking Kanoa, but actually Griff. Okay, Griff in the final against someone, John, Ethan in the semis, and Medina, the Dark Prince of the backsiders. Maybe Italo's just gonna get lit up. I just got now the feeling that guys like Ryan Callahan and Conor O'Leary, who are some of best backhand surfers I've ever seen. They're never going to crack the code.
I just feel like
Man,
they just
Connor, sorry, Connor was in my fantasy team. He drew Jake Marshall at 10-foot chopes, and Jake's improving at a light speed, but there's no way that he should have beat Connor Chopu at 10 foot. And he did.
yeah. I think yeah. I just think for like Ryan Callanan and Conor O'Leary and stuff, they just need it to be like they need J Bay at 6 foot to just really make their backhand stand out.
Yeah, but this was front side. I'm more talking about crack the code of
I
winning
meant
a
because of
comp.
El Salvador. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
crack. Yeah, El Salvador. Like, yeah, you're right. What you said, you're right. Yeah, for that comp.
but I also think you're right with the code thing because it's a bit like Italo showed is you kind of have to just ghost it and you don't want to really be noticed until the quarters or semis. And that's what like Italo kind of snuck up on everyone
You've got to be able to get big scores when it
consistently.
counts.
Yeah,
It's called clutch in NBA.
yeah,
It's Michael Jordan scoring a 3-pointer with half a second to go, 2 points behind.
yeah,
It's like some people can't do it in like myself at the school park when you're right in front of the rim and you one like foot away. And
yeah,
like Kelly was able to do it for 25 years, get the score in the last and did it again.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
something you can like teach. I think it's just innate.
Just whether you're calm or whether you're like, yeah, yeah, exactly.
All
Um,
right. Well, thanks for coming, bro. We'll do a post comp. I called you a
rap,
bro when really you're a mate or a lad.
all the same.
Yeah, I guess. We'll do a post comp wrap and talk about anything else that's happened in the world of surfing. I hear, which I'm going to watch later on, that the Nathan Florence Ivan in the Mentawis video dropped yesterday, and this guy said to me today, Arno, mate, he said it's the best video this year. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet. No,
Never
I
have
haven't
I.
seen it.
I'm going to watch it later after my curry.
Nice. I am going to go to the beach and watch the sunset, and
Oh, but the
then
dog. I'm going to go play basketball. He's outside waiting for me.
nice. Just do you like go easy on him, or do you just go like just like swat him out and just dunk
Oh,
on him and stuff?
he's better than me. Huh?
Well,
He's got the Hornets outfit on.
oh,
So
nice.
there's this dude called LaMelo Ball, man. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
right. You know him, yeah.
Do you know
It's
his
in,
dad? His dad is bonkers.
yeah,
Yeah,
like Jack Robbo's dad.
yeah, but worse. There's three ball brothers, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and their dad is absolutely. He's like mental.
They all made the NBA. This
Yeah,
guy's talented. You see, he did a half court
yeah,
shot when he was 15.
yeah, yeah. He's
Anyway,
sick. They are. They're all, but like they're all good. Um, but yeah. Oh, so he's got a Hornets jersey on. I like that.
yeah, well, that's our non-surf tip at the moment. It's the NBA finals coming up from the 6th. I think it's the same day as the comp.
Who's in it?
Denver, no, not Denver, sorry. Mavericks, Dallas Mavericks
Dallas.
against Boston Celtics. So
Oh,
the Mavericks, they got Luka Doncic,
yeah,
who's
he's sick.
Slovenian. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I think since the start of it, I was going for the Celtics, and Marlo was just off me because I kind of like Boston,
do they
near
still
New
have
York,
Do they
big
still have?
university there. Larry Bird.
Does who's that? They I've forgotten his name.
They got Jason Tatum at the
That's
moment.
it, Tatum. Yeah.
Yeah, Marlo's had two of his shoes, so
Oh,
that's why
nice.
I was kind of supporting. But it's pretty hard to not go for.
Luca.
Yeah, he's from Slovenia. I've been to Slovenia, and the other guy on his team, uh, Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving.
So stylish.
Watch the Uncle Drew series. This is
Yeah.
unreal that we talked about this. Off the surfing thing. If you want to watch that on YouTube, it's just so cool. Uncle Drew. There's a
It's sick.
Pepsi ad. It's a Pepsi ad. It's epic.
we
You
used
see,
to Kyrie Irving when he was at um what's LeBron's old team? Not the Lakers.
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yeah. Him and LeBron at Cleveland was so cool. That's
Well,
so
they
sick.
won. They won an NBA title. So
Yeah. He's just got
uh,
style. I like Kyrie Irving. He's just got
I,
style in everything he
I've got
does.
a feeling that they're not going to be able to stop them too. It's a
Mm,
play of the year. I'll send it to you on Instagram and do a screenshot of it. There's this play of the year where Luca he's on the ground sliding on his back, and the ball comes over onto his hand. You're
I've
watching
seen
that,
it.
and
Yeah.
you've
So
seen it.
sick.
He
Yeah, I've
gets the
seen it.
thing, and it's
He
unheard
flips
of.
up to his mate who's running past him,
Yes,
doesn't he? Yeah.
and then that guy flips it to another dude.
Yeah.
Pretty good sport to watch, huh?
It is pretty cool.
All right, I'm going for a few shots. Thanks for coming,
Right.
bro.
Au revoir.
Good night, audio noughts. Au revoir.
Au revoir.